Hello everybody. Today we're going to demonstrate how the 1944 paratrooper would assemble his rifle upon dropping into Normandy, and after that we will field strip the rifle, and we'll do it with two people, one disassembling, the other assembling, in a manner that we will undertake during rehearsal sessions run by Foxtrot Armoury Services Limited. These will usually be competitive in nature and add a little bit of spice to things. Okay, Trooper, if you'd like to take away the action now. Now what he's demonstrating is how the Griswold bag would be opened when they parachuted into France in June 1944. You've got to bear in mind that they would be doing this operation in the middle of the night, possibly under enemy fire. So the three main components of the rifle are removed from the bag. That's the main part of the rifle, the trigger group and the butt and stock assembly. So the paratrooper would first have to put these three components together. As I said, I can't stress this enough, this would be somewhere in the middle of the field, in the middle of the night, in Normandy, under enemy fire. The trigger group in particular needs quite careful alignments to get it into place. And it works best when the trigger group is pulled forward. There we go, and clipped into place. The rifle is now ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's do some field stripping. So no, by all means, you start. Field strip the rifle, please. The first thing he's doing is removing the appropriate toolkit from the butt. You'll need that to loosen certain components. Trigger group is removed, placed to one side. The two halves of the rifle stripped apart from each other. You now stand the rifle up. This is where he finds he needs the tool. What he was doing is just loosening the gas plug enough so that he can continue the operation with his fingers. This is about 3.5 miles of thread, but once the gas plug is removed, you can access the muzzle ring, unscrew that, and then the rest of the rifle just strips apart in swift and fluid motions like this. Rifle laid on its back, and this is where a bit of skill is involved in one swift movement, removing the main spring, pulling it out and laying it to one side. You can now lay the rifle on its side where he can access and remove the charging handle. There is a sweet spot to getting it just right to lift off, and it can be a little bit fiddly finding that sweet spot, but there we have it. And then we remove the bolt assembly, and that's as far as we can go with this rifle, this being a deactivated rifle. The bolt assembly itself could be stripped, but for the purposes of this exercise, this is as far as we're going to go. Now competitively, for our rehearsal sessions, this is where we would hand over to the next delegate, and we'll do that right now. The next delegate will then be charged with reassembling rifle. We'll have two rifles running at any one time, and two teams, one on each rifle. And we'll see how quickly they can do this exercise. Now with reassembling the rifle, again, getting the sweet spot for all the components is what it's all about. Here he's found that with the bolt and put that in place, and now the charging handle just drops onto the bolt and slides forward. The spring is fed in, taking care that it's the right way up. This is one point that delegates often get wrong. And again, in one swift movement, put into place. The rifle stood on its end, and the other two main components can be dropped into place. Held in place with the muzzle ring, and finally sealed with the gas plug. Once the gas plug has been screwed down as far as it will go with the finger, you just need slight pinching with the tool to make sure it won't work loose in operation. Done. And now the three components reassembled in the same manner that it would have been after a drop. Now for the nature of this exercise, once the components have been put together, we now need to cock the weapon to make sure everything has been put together correctly, and this involves pushing the follower down with your thumb, taking great care not to leave your thumb in there. He hasn't pushed the follower down far enough. It is an awkward thing to do. And slowly forwards, release it the rest of the way, test fire. It works, therefore that operation has been completed. Thank you very much.